Don't confuse love with a jealous and insecure person, because you're almost doomed for failure. That is not healthy. It's not normal.
What's up, good people?
Hey everybody,
It's your girl Toya.
and Kelly, and we are back with another video.
So, tonight we're gonna do
Let's talk love and marriage, episode number 2. Listen, hey Vanilla. So tonight's topic for episode number 2,
dealing with a jealous / insecure
jealous or.
or.
So here we go. Let's get into the video. I'm sipping on some cranberry grape juice and Tito's. What you got? Same thing. So anyway, let's get into the video, guys. Dealing with a jealous or insecure spouse can be
Straining
stressful.
and draining. It can cause a lot of friction in the relationship, marriage, what have you. Again, this is our opinion.
We are not wedding
Professionals or-
counselors. We're not therapists. This is solely our opinion.
Dealing with a jealous or insecure spouse is very draining. It's frustrating. It causes a lot of arguments. For us, honestly, I don't feel we don't have that issue. I know personally that doesn't work for me. I've dealt with that. Being insecure does not work for me at all.
Would you say that you're a jealous person?
Depends on the circumstance. I think a little jealousy is actually healthy,
A little jealousy is healthy, but
to be honest. But
you think you're
over jealous, no, it's not. We're not gonna get too much into that topic, but because that falls in with trust. But being over jealous is not good, and I know I do not think I am.
And what she means by that is I believe our next topic is about trust. So we won't go too. Well, I mean, of course, obviously we have to touch on it, but the topic, but
we won't go too deep in that.
Right.
Well, let's talk about insecure first. We don't have to deal with it in our marriage. Like I said, neither one of us are insecure, but I could speak about me dealing with it before. It doesn't, for me, definitely not. It doesn't work for me. Being insecure in your relationship, I think it starts with yourself.
what do you mean by that?
Being insecure with yourself.
You said it started with yourself.
Yeah, it starts with yourself. You're just not confident. You're not confident who you are, the things you can offer. Not being confident with yourself. Being confident who you are, what you can offer in a relationship. And I think that's where it starts. Sometimes it's just a mind thing. You can give and give and give to your spouse, but if they are not confident with themselves and what they're capable of giving a relationship, it doesn't matter. That insecure is still gonna come out. Them insecurities are still gonna come out.
I agree.
You definitely have to I see a lot of comments like when if you guys go out separately, if the other one hang out, you're constantly buzzing their phone, calling them, checking on them. I mean, that's some insecure signs. Like, it's good to be separate. It's good to miss each other. It's good to be away. You don't have to be on each other all the time. I believe that shows some insecurities.
I think a lot of the times people tend to forget that they're married. Obviously, if you're married, you cannot behave like a single person. Now, with that being said, there's always a fine line there when it comes to healthy jealousy and unhealthy jealousy and toxic, if there's a difference between the two. So what I mean by that is someone who, let's say for instance, you're married and your spouse has a lunch work thing and you feel the need to just blow up because you may not necessarily be going with and you weren't invited. Now that becomes a problem because you don't trust what your spouse is doing, or you're just really jealous because they're doing this thing without you. So you kind of have to watch that jealousy, because a lot of the times jealousy can turn into something so very ugly. It tends to be a very controlling and toxic behavior, and it's very hard to have a healthy marriage when you're dealing with jealousy and insecurities that you obviously cannot fix in someone else.
It also can cause you to push that person away, and that's pretty much speaking from experience.
So you're saying if you're a jealous person, or when you were in your relationship, that person that was insecure pushed you away?
Yeah. Like, I just me personally, I don't want to use the word tolerance, but I can't, it's hard for me to be with somebody that's insecure because they're constantly accusing you of things. It's like they make up stories in their head because they're insecure. You get accused of cheating because you went and hung out with your coworkers after work. You guys went to go have a drink, or y'all had, maybe we're having a conversation and you get home at the time you normally do or whatnot, so now you're cheating on that person, or they got a whole storyline in their head of what you were doing. Even though you explained what went on, there's no secrets, or you didn't hide anything, but because they're insecure, it doesn't even matter what you say. They have whatever they thought in their head, and they're just going to accuse you.
And run with it.
And it begins to push you away because you can't keep reassuring somebody over and over and over again. Like I said, it gets draining, and they have to fix that within themselves. You cannot fix that. As much as you try to reassure that person that they're all you want and it's just you, it's not like that. You can tell them how beautiful they are, whatever the case may be, but if they can't fix it within themselves, it's never going to be enough, and it's just going to push you away. Some people can deal with it and some people can't, but me personally, I'm not one of those people that can deal with it. I've dealt with it, but if you can't fix yourself, it's not always run immediately. You try to help that person the best way you can, but after a while, it gets old and draining, and it pushes you away.
For me, the same thing. Obviously, I'm an Aquarius, and we're very different. We have a stigma of being emotionally unavailable, and I don't like using that, but we're different, and we're not super clingy, and we don't like people to be clingy to us. But obviously, yes, I am still a very affectionate person, but I'm the type of person, if I have things to get done, I'm going to get them done. Just because we're married and I love you and we're in love and we have, in our honeymoon state, that doesn't take away from the things that need to be done. All of that, we'll get back to that. We'll get to that. It's like, I like to do things that needs to be done. I like to have a healthy balance in my relationship and in my marriage, and that's important to me. And if you're the kind of person that's going to be jealous and insecure about everything, it just can't work. We can't work, because again, I am going to always have a balance when it comes to my personal relationship, my friendships, my work life, my businesses. Everything needs to be taken care of. Like, obviously my marriage is top priority, but I still have to live. There's dreams and goals that I have set for myself that doesn't take
sitting at home with the boo.
Right. We can't get nothing done with you blowing me up 24 hours in a day worrying about everything. If I say that, hey, I'm going to have a business lunch. Hey, I'm going to go to this networking event. Hey, I'm going to, and it's like, well, where you going? What you got on it? No, you've been on the phone too long. You've been this and you've been that. Like, 90% of what I do is online on my phone. So if you're just an insecure person, imagine how stressed you would be, because I'm always like this. And I'm sure you guys have seen that a couple of times where we've been making videos and shooting videos where I picked up my phone and look at it, because I'm responding to emails constantly. I'm making sure orders are correct. You know, it's just always something going on. This is the first thing I do in the morning, and we have understanding that we also have a life to live. We're responsible for our future, and we can't let the little things get in the way of what we have to do. There's a certain level of trust, there's a certain level of assurance, very high level for that matter, where we know that jealousy and insecurity has no room
in our marriage.
It just does not.
It doesn't have room in anybody's, in my opinion, because and this is speaking from experience, it stops a lot. Mm-hmm. It really does.
It really hinders you. It's almost like you're carrying around dead weight, if you will, and you can't do anything because you're so afraid what this person is going to say and how they're going to react, and
you don't want to argue, man.
Don't want to argue, so you're constantly in your shell, and you're settling, and you're watering yourself down, and you're putting your dreams off because you don't want this person to feel jealous or insecure about what it is that you have going on or not going on. And in my opinion, I think insecurity and jealousy a lot of the times have a lot to do with mental illness as well. And I know it's the elephant in the room. It's the thing that we don't like to talk about, but it's real. It's really real. You cannot, like, I remember there was a situation when someone said that new relationship that this person had gotten into, and their partner at the time had a problem with them being on the phone all the time. This is someone who has 4 kids, plenty of reason to be on the phone, but yet she had a problem with her being on the phone because her previous relationship, that's how the cheating started, and that's how that person was always on the phone. Like, what the hell they have to do with your new relationship?
Yeah, that's nothing.
You can't make this person pay for your past relationship. This is a completely new relationship, clean slate. You have to give this person a fair run, a fair go. You know what I'm saying?
You cannot trust.
Right. You cannot. It's just not. You cannot bring your insecurities into a brand new relationship, and that's a two-way street. That person getting into that relationship, you have to also know what you're getting into. Like, that is toxic. It's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy.
That's where communication comes to play. Also, you can talk about these things, or talk about these things with one another. And even that being said, it go back to, you cannot fix anybody. Like, it starts within. So if you've dealt with that in a previous relationship, take some time to yourself before you jump into something else. And
take some time.
Get back to loving you, because nobody can make you happy but you.
Right.
That person is supposed to enhance your happiness. So
if you feel like you're the kind of person where you always need someone else for you to feel okay, or this person needs to be here where I can see them, to the point where that's what I need to feel okay, you need to take some time to yourself. You have some real work, some self-work that you need to do with yourself
before you can even full-heartedly give yourself to somebody.
To someone else. Because there's some healing that needs to be done there.
Definitely.
And guys, again, we're not therapists, and this is not to intentionally hurt anyone,
but this is just off our experience.
Right. And just trying to shed a little light on the things that's happening, again, in our community. And I know that it happens all the time, but we're just talking about in our community per se. Like, don't confuse love with a jealous and insecure person, because you're almost doomed for failure. That is not healthy. It's not normal. It's not okay. And it will get worse as time goes on.
It does really put a strain on the relationship, marriage, whatever the case may be. Very stressful. So pretty much just communication, talk amongst each other. Let that person know what's bothering you. Some things, not saying not everything cannot be fixed, and some things can change from it if you communicate and get it out there. If the signs are there, just talk about it.
Right.
Maybe even within the marriage relationship, you can go seek help within yourself to figure out what makes you that way. If you don't know if it's previous relationship, whatever it can be, and go talk to somebody and to help. It's always not a runaway thing. Always, I'm not saying don't try. If you have a spouse or somebody, significant other, it's like that. I'm not saying just run away.
Give it a try, but know when to pull out as well. And again, if it becomes unhealthy, because we know that domestic violence is at an all-time high. We actually have, there's someone that we know that was recently murdered by his wife. And again, we don't know the whole story, but there was some infidelity and, of course, jealousy and insecurities, and she eventually murdered him. So that's a real thing. You cannot take someone's actions, unhealthy actions, and extreme jealousy you can't take it lightly. No. Because it can really turn into something. It can turn into something bad. I again have a friend that was murdered by her children, her daughter's father. She was a mother of four, and her youngest daughter father murdered her because he was jealous. He couldn't get over the fact that she wanted to move on, and their entire relationship was fighting and jealousy and bickering, and the neighbors just thought that this was just when that day came and the commotion was happening, and the neighbor thought that this was just a regular fight. Oh, they're over there fighting again. Well, he murdered her that night. You know, he strangled her, he shot her, he stabbed her, and left her 4 kids motherless. So guys, this is a real thing. Do not take insecurity and jealousy lightly. I'm not saying everyone is a murderer, but if it comes to a point where it's toxic and you can see that it's turning into a dangerous situation, you got to get out of there. Like,
some people think it's cute.
Yeah, some people think it's cute. Oh, she crazy about me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep playing. That's not love. It shouldn't be toxic. It shouldn't be unhealthy. Yes, we do everything together, and again, we have our separate things where we're handling business, but it's not all the time. And I shouldn't say that's not all the time. When we're not together, we're taking care of business, handling business. So again, we're not sitting here saying that, you should let, or not let, because we can't let anyone do anything. But we're not saying that in a marriage you should be free to do whatever you want, because obviously there's a certain level of respect that comes with every marriage.
Right.
But there should be a healthy amount of trust. It's just a little bit of jealousy, just to keep that fire burning.
Exactly, and that's all it is.
That's it.
There's
hey,
a couple
babe,
times
where you at? I miss you, baby. That kind of thing.
Oh, there's a couple times, she threatened to strangle me, but I know it's not like, she might be checking me or something. It ain't nothing crazy, or might be even just joking a little bit, or to get me back in check, or whatever the case may be. But that type actually makes you. It kind of makes you feel good. Your wife love you. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. It doesn't mean, hey, I'm not gonna go crazy on you, but I may see something that I'm not necessarily okay with. I trust you, but I'm gonna also let you know.
Don't play with me.
Tighten your ass up before it turns into more than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? But because that trust is there, I'm not automatically going to slip. I'm just going to give you that little warning to get it right, and vice versa.
Exactly. So you might need to get checked every once in a while, but that's what we call that healthy jealousy. But I don't think there's no room for insecurities. that's a work within yourself that you need to fix, because that can lead to some bad stuff.
Talking about that toxic
Right.
jealousy. I control you. You're my wife. You're my girlfriend. I want all your time. You do what I say. You know, just, and then especially if you start dating someone, and we probably should have said this in the beginning. If someone is the common denominator, they have an issue with everything and everyone around you, and and people just start falling. That is unhealthy. That is unhealthy. You have to say that person, once people start making and finding things and reasons to remove people out of your life, that's not normal.
No, not at all.
That's not normal. That's not normal. You need to take a closer look at what you're dealing with. Because if you wake up one day and everybody is gone, you gotta figure out, well, wait a minute, this didn't happen until I started dealing with you.
Right.
You seem to have a problem with everything and everybody.
They
Is
want
that
you
just-
all to themselves, and that is not healthy.
And that's not healthy.
Not at all.
Because we all need friends, we all need our family. You never know when you're going to need someone.
And again, this is solely our opinion, guys.
Right.
So, that's our take on jealousy and being insecure or having insecurities when it comes to your relationship, marriage, your partner, your significant other, your wife, whatever the case may be. But I think, anything else you want to add, babe?
This video was told all over the place.
Like I said, we pretty much touched on the topic itself. I mean, there's parameters around jealousy, insecurity, so you have to touch on everything. It's gonna be a little. It's to sum it up, it's a lot with those two subjects. So there's different layers of that thing. So I think pretty much it goes back to the same. It comes back together. It circles back around.
Okay.
To the point that we're trying to give out and our opinions about jealousy and insecurities when it comes to our relationship and marriage.
Right. We hope you all enjoyed this video, of course. Comment down below, let us know your take on it, and if you agree or disagree with some of the things that we said and why. We have a few topics in mind, but if there's a certain topic that you all would like for us to discuss,
Definitely.
to do a video on, please do not hesitate to comment down below.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Well,
And if you all agree with that comment, please like that person's comment so we can know, well, you know what, this is a video that they want. We need to do because they want for us, our opinion on that. Right.
Exactly. If you haven't watched the first episode,
Of Let's Talk Love and Marriage,
go back and watch that thing.
we had fun
We did.
doing that video.
We
A lot
did.
of information, a lot
Yes.
of positive feedback on that video. So go watch that video.
Yes. It was about how long you should date.
Right. How long you should date before
Before
getting married.
New subbies, guys, welcome to the KT
Welcome.
fam.
Stop what you're doing. If you haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button.
Yes, definitely. Hit that subscribe button. Guys, also don't forget the notification bell so you know when our next video is uploaded.
Our battery went dead, guys. So returning subbies, we love y'all. You look so bright.
Whatever.
My light bright over here, y'all.
Love you guys. Thanks for rocking with us. Like, comment, definitely share this video. Somebody may be in need to hear our opinion.
Which y'all know we right. So what y'all waiting on? Just like share the video. Share the video.
That's that aquarium, y'all. That's that aquarium.
Share the video. Help somebody. Okay.
Yes, definitely. And that's all we're doing, guys.
That's it. We're just
That's
trying to
it.
help.
We're
you
just
know.
trying to help our community.
And again, we're not perfect. We're not saying that we have the perfect
We have
marriage,
the answer to.
but we do have a healthy marriage.
Yes, definitely. And we've been through some things in our past that we can share and relate to. With
And
these
everything
topics
was in
that
our
we're sharing.
past, not within our relationship. LaToya and I have not had any
That's not us.
baby mama, baby daddy drama. Ex is drama, none of that. So
we're not perfect, but we ain't got none of that going on.
Right.
Um,
We were kind of done with that. We've had our fair share of that, and that's where we're speaking from. Just knowing what we were not going to bring into our marriage, how we were going to handle our marriage, how we were going to handle one another, and it has worked. And we've done that since day one, even prior to saying I do. It worked. And again, we can both lay our head down on the pillow at night, regardless of what we've been through that day, knowing that we have that solid partner. There's, this person is about me and I'm about her.
Exactly. Definitely. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. As always,
Live life boldly. Peace. Peace, y'all.